Okay, I want us to open our Bibles to Jeremiah chapter 11 today.
आम्ही आमची बायबल उक्ती करूया जेरमायाच्या पुस्तकान 11व्या विस्वरान.
Did you know
तुम्ही जाणा
there is a place in the Bible
बायबलान एक जागो आसा
where God tells his people, his prophets,
देव आपल्या लोकांक सांगता, बाकणारांक सांगता,
do not pray for a particular group of people.
अमक्या लोकांचे जमे पासून मागणो कोण नाका.
Do not pray.
मागणे कोण नाका.
And even if you pray, I will not hear your prayer.
आणि तू मागणे केल्यापासून हांव आयकुची ना तुझे मागणे.
Sometimes there are some of us here that we may be praying, and God is not answering our prayer. And then you wonder, why?
आणि मागीर तू चित्ता कित्याक?
We will see the answer, one of the answers today.
आज आमी एक जबाब पळयतो तितूंतलो.
In Jeremiah 11 verse 14 we see what God says there. Do not pray for these people.
तो म्हणटा ह्या लोकांपासून मागणे कोण नाका.
For I will not listen.
कित्याक हांव आयकुची ना.
When they call to me in time of trouble.
जेन्ना कश्टाचे वेळ ती म्हाका उलो मारतली तेन्ना.
Isn't that a hard word? And when you begin to study this, you will understand who are the people that when they pray, God will not answer them.
आणि जेन्ना आमी शिकतले आमकां कोण येतले, कोण काय लोक ते जेन्ना ते मागणे करतले तेन्ना देव आयकुची ना.
Do you want to know?
तुम्ही जाणा जावंक सोदता?
Who are the people that God will not hear their prayer?
कोणाचे मागणे आयकुची ना देव?
Yes?
जाणा जावंक
Or
सोदता?
no? Yes. Okay. We'll go from the Bible, okay?
आणि बायबलानच पळोवया.
We will not go away from the Bible.
बायबल कडच्यान पयस
What is
वचची
in
ना.
the Bible we will be talking.
जे बायबलान आसा तेच विशीं उलयतले आमी.
In verse 4 of Jeremiah 11, you see God had brought his people out from the land of Egypt.
देवान पळोवंक गेल्यार आपल्या लोकांक भायर हाडलेली इजिप्टांतले जमनींतले.
Now Egypt is a place of slavery.
आता इजिप्त गुलामपणीचो जागो आसलेलो.
A place where the people of Israel were in slavery.
तसलो जागो आसलो ज्या जागेर इस्रायलचे लोक गुलामपणीन आसलेले.
Now when we look into our life,
आज जेन्ना आमी आमच्या जिवितान पळयता,
we were all living a life of slavery. Slavery to sin.
आमी सगळीं जाणां गुलामपणीन जियेताले आनी पातकाचे गुलामपणीन.
Before coming for meetings like this,
मिटिंगेक येवच्या आदी असल्या,
we were all involved in telling lies,
आमी फोट मारतालीं,
gossip,
चाडयो करतालीं,
robbing,
चोरतालीं,
complaining,
शिंकतालीं,
and so many.
आनी खूब वस्ती.
Looking at things with an evil eye,
दुष्ट नदरेन पळयतालीं लोकांक.
lustful for some of us in pornography, in dirty things, dirty movies.
बुरशी चित्रां पळयतना बुरशी.
So many things of the world were a part of our life.
संवसाराची खूब वस्ती आमच्या जिविताचो भाग आसलेलो.
So we were living a life of slavery to sin.
तर आमी पातकाची गुलामपणीन जियेतालीं.
Now what God has done is, after coming for meetings like these, we have realized what is sin, and He's helped us, or He's given us the grace to overcome and come out from being a slave to sin to now becoming a child of God.
आता आमी असली मिटिंगेक येवन करून देवान आमकां समजून दिलेली आसा तेच्या उतराची, आनी आमकां तेणे त्या पातकाची गुलामपणींसान भायर काडलेले आसा आनी देवाचो पूत नादू केलेले आसा.
So God brought the people out of Egypt.
तो देवान इस्रायलचे लोकांक इजिप्टांतले भायर काडलेले.
And then He says,
आनी मागीर तो म्हणटा,
I want you to be my people.
म्हाका जाय तुमी म्हाजे लोक जालेले.
And I will be your God.
आनी हांव तुमचो देव जातलो.
It's there in the Bible, right?
ते आसा न्हू बायबलान.
You will be my people.
तुमी म्हजे लोक जातले.
And I will be your God.
आनी हांव तुमचो देव जातलो.
What do we understand from this?
कितें काय आमकां समजून येता हितूनसान?
The first thing we understand is,
पयली गोष्ट आमी समजता,
when God looks at you and me,
जेन्ना देव तुका आनी म्हाका पळयता,
He wants us to be His people.
तेका जाय आमी तेचे लोक जालेले.
When He looks at you, He wants to say, you are my person.
जेन्ना तो तुका पळयता तेका जाय असं म्हटलेलं की तू म्हजो मनीस.
That means God does not want to share you with anybody else.
म्हणजे देव तुका आनी कोणाच सांगता वाटूंक सोदिना.
He doesn't want to share you with anybody else.
तो आनी कोणाच सांगता तुका वाटूंक सोदिना.
You see, He's a passionate lover.
तो सारको जोशान मोग करपी.
His love for you is unconditional, but He doesn't want to share you with anybody else.
तेजे मोगाक पळोवंक गेल्यार कसली कंडिशन लागना, पूण तो आनी कोणा सांगता तुका वाटूंक सोदिना.
I'm sure no husband or no wife will want to share their spouse with anyone else.
हांव खात्रीन जाण हुंयचोय घोव आसा तो हुंयची बायल आसा ती आपल्या घोवाक ना बायलेक दुसरे सांगता वाटूंक सोदची ना.
You don't want to share because mine.
म्हणजे माझी.
Nobody else has rights.
आणि कोणाकूच अधिकार ना तेचे.
That's what God is saying.
आणि तेच देव म्हणटा.
When God brought the people of Israel out of Egypt, He brought them out so that they would be his people.
जेणे देवान इस्रायलच्या लोकांक इजिप्तातले भायर काडले, तेणे भायर काडले तिंका कित्याक ते तेचे लोक जावपाक.
So when God brings you out from a life of sin,
तो जेणे देव तुका भायर काडटा पातकाच्या जिवितांतल्यान
and wants to lead you to a life of
आनी
abundance,
सुबामपणीच्या जिवितान वता,
the first thing he wants to declare over your life is that you are his person.
पहिली वस्त तुझ्या जिविताचेर परगटूंक सोदता की तू तेजो मनीस.
That means he cannot bear you sharing or giving anybody else another equal place that you would give God.
म्हणजे तेका नाका तेका सोसूंक जायना जेन्ना तू देवा सारकोच जागो आनी कोणाक दिता.
No sharing business.
तो वाटूंक सोदिना तुका.
Now what happens, the next thing that he says, so my people,
तर पहिली वस्त म्हणटा माझे लोक,
and then the second thing he says, I will be your God.
आनी दुसरी वस्त म्हणटा की हांव तुमचो देव
That means
जातलो.
he's saying is you give all of yourself to me,
म्हणजे तो असो म्हणूंक सोदता तू तुजे कितें आसा तें म्हाका दी,
and I will give all of myself for you.
आनी जे कितें सगळं हांव आसा तो तुका दितलो.
That's the reason why God has called you out from darkness to light.
ते कारण जावन आसा की कित्याक देवान आमकां काळोखांतल्यान उजवाडान हाडलेलें आसा.
In the Gospel of John chapter 15 he says, I am the vine, you are the branches.
जोहान शुभवर्तमान 15-20 असो म्हणटा जेजू की हांव जावन आसा वेल आनी तू जावन आसा खांदी.
Abide in me
माझ्या भितर विराट कर
as I abide in you.
जसो हांव तुज्या भितर आसा.
Apart from me you can do nothing.
माझे कडच्यान तशें आजून तू कांयच करूंक शकना.
So what he's saying is we give one another. When you move into a walk with God,
तो देवा सांगता जेन्ना चलप कॉमेस करता,
you begin to give all of yourself for God,
तू आपूण जे कितें आसा तें सगळं देवाक दिता,
and God begins to give all of himself for you.
आनी देव जो कितें आसा तें सगळं तुका दिता.
You cannot give yourself to anybody else.
तू आपल्याक आनी कोणाकूच दिवंक शकना.
Now what happened to the people of Israel?
आतां कितें जालें काय इस्रायलचे लोक सांगता.
Okay, in verse 7.
7वे वळेन.
So now he brought them out from Egypt.
तर तो इजिप्तातलो ते तेंका भायर
He
हाडटा.
told them, you are mine, I am yours.
तो तेंका सांगता की हांव तुमचो आनी तुमी माझे.
Then the next thing he tells them is, he says, obey my voice.
फुडली वस्त तेंका सांगता की माझो ताळो पाडात.
You see, many of us are not living an abundant or fulfilled life is because we have not obeyed his voice.
जायते जाण आमी सुबाम ना संपूर्ण जिवीचे ना कित्याक आमी तेजो ताळो पाडूंक ना म्हणून.
Then some of you may say, brother, तू कितें ताडो म्हणटा, म्हाका देवाचो ताडो आयकोंकूच येना. हांव कितले मागणे कोत्ता कांयच आयको येना म्हाका. आयच्या तेंपार देवाचो ताडो आयकोंक येना जाल्यार देव आपल्या उतरा वरवीं उलयता. This is God's voice.
हो जावन आसा देवाचो ताळो.
Okay, if you cannot hear his voice,
तुका तो तेजो ताळो आयकोंक येना जाल्यार
then you need to start listening to this voice.
जाल्यार तुवें ह्यो ताळो आयकोंक जाय.
Okay, so now he says,
तो म्हणटा
obey my voice.
म्हजो ताळो पाडात.
Many of us don't live a fulfilled life or a fruitful life is because we are not obeying his voice.
जायते जाण आमी फळादीक जिवीचे ना संपूर्ण जिवीचे ना कित्याक आमी तेजो ताळो पाडिना म्हणून.
He says, you obey my voice
तो म्हण तुमी ताळो पाडात
and you will be fruitful.
आनी तुमी फळादीक जातोनी.
In John chapter 10
जोत शुभवर्तमान 10-20 वळेन
verse 27, my sheep
माझी शेळी
hear my So if you can't hear his literal voice,
तो तेजो सारको हरो आवाज आयको येना जाल्यार
then the next voice you need to hold on to his word.
जाल्यार दुसरो ताळो ते धरून जाय तो तेजे उत्तर.
Because even his literal voice will not go against his word.
कित्याक तेजो खरो ताळो पासून आसा तो तेजे उतरा आड केन्ना वयची ना.
You see, when God speaks to me,
जेन्ना देव म्हाजे कडेन उलयता,
he will never speak against his own word.
तो केन्नाच आपल्या उतरा आड उलोवची ना.
Like let's say for example,
आता उदाहरणाक पळोवंक
somebody starts making fun of me
कोण तर म्हाजी फकाणां करूंक लागता
and I
जाल्यार
begin to hear a voice in my heart.
आनी असलो ताळो आयकोंक येता म्हणजे
वसन तोंड फोड रे तेजे. I can't say, देवान म्हाका सांगला आतां वसन तोंड फोड तेजे. That's contrary to the Bible, right?
ते बायबल आड न्हू.
God will never speak against his word.
देव केन्ना आपल्या उतरा आड उलोवची ना.
So the word is a final guideline for the voice of God.
तो देवाचें उतर जावन आसा आमची शेवटाची गायडलायन तेजो ताळो आयकोपाक.
So God is very clear, you obey my voice.
तो देव सारको सांग तुमी ताळो पाडात.
That's what he had told the people of Israel.
तेच तेणे इस्रायलच्या लोकांक
And
सांगलेलें.
that's what he even tells us today.
आनी तो आमकां लेगीत आयज सांगता.
There's nothing else God has asked us to obey.
आनी कितेंच जाण आमकां पाडूंक लावंक जावंक ना.
Remember one more thing. Remember this thing.
ही वस्तू ग्रास करात.
Jesus has not asked you to obey any other ritual except His word.
जेजून आनी खंयचीच रीती रिवाज आमकां पाडूंक लागना, पूण फक्त तेजे उतर पाडूंक लायला.
He says, "My sheep hear my voice." In John 8:31, He says, "You are truly my disciples if you abide in my word."
तो म्हणटा शेळी माझो ताडो आयकता. आनी जॉन 8:31 पळोवंक गेलो असो म्हणटा की तुमी तर माझ्या उतरान विराट करता, तुमी होडीसपण माझी शीश जावन आसा.
So His word, God spoke to the Israelites in Egypt.
तो देव इस्रायलच्या लोकांकडे उलयलो इजिप्तान
When He brought them out.
जेन्ना तिंका भायर हाडले.
And God even speaks to us today.
आनी देव आयज लेगीत आमचे कडेन उलयता.
And His word is still the same.
आनी तेजे उतर तशेंच जावन
आसा
आमचे
पासून. He says, "Obey my voice."
तो म्हणटा माझो ताडो पाडात.
And that's what was the secret to a fruitful life.
आनी तेच गुपित आसलेले फळादीक जिवीत जियोपाचें.
You can experience fruitful life
तू फळादीक जिवीत अनुभवूंक शकता.
in your family,
तुजे घरब्यान,
in your business,
तुजे धंद्यान,
in your relationships,
तुजे संबंधांनी,
is when you begin to obey His voice.
जेन्ना तू तेजो ताडो पाडूंक लागता.
So He says, He tells the people of Israel, and He's even telling us today, "Obey my voice."
तर इस्रायलच्या लोकांक त्यांनी सांगलें, तो आयज लेगीत आमकां सांगता की म्हजो ताडो पाडात.
But then there was a problem.
पूण एक विशय आसलेलो.
These people of Israel,
ह्या लोकांक पळोवंक गेल्यार इस्रायलच्या,
even though God brought them out to be His people,
देवान तिंका भायर काडून लेगीत देवाचे लोक जावपाक,
even though God told them, "Obey my
देवान
voice,"
तिंका सांगून लेगीत की म्हजो ताडो पाडात म्हणून
they created a big problem.
तिणी व्हड तो विशय केलो.
See verse 10. You see what problem the Israelites created was
इस्रायलच्या लोकांनी पळोवंक गेल्यार कितें विशय केलो जाणा?
they had begun to go after other gods.
ते दुसरे देवा फाटल्यान गेलेले.
They began to go after other gods.
दुसरे देवा फाटल्यान गेले.
And that's why then in verse 14
आनी त्या खातीर 14 वळीन
God says, "I will not hear them.
देव म्हणटा हांव तेंचे आयकोची ना.
In their problems I will not answer them."
तेंचे त्रासान हांव तिंका जबाब दिवची ना.
Many of us will say, "I don't go after other gods."
थोडी खूब जाणां म्हणटली की हांव असो ना दुसऱ्या देवा
Oh,
फाटल्यान.
I tell you, many of us have made many gods.
हांव तुमकां सांगूंक सोदता की आमच्या खूब
In life,
जाणांनी खूब देव केलेले आसा.
from the time we are born
आमी जल्मले तेन्ना आसा
till the day we die,
आमी मरो पर्यंत
if we are not walking by the word of God,
आमी देवाच्या उतरा प्रमाणे चलना
there are
जाल्यार
many gods that we keep creating in our life.
खूब देव आमी करीत रावता आमच्या जिवितांत.
Abraham had his own God.
एब्राहिमाचो पळोवंक गेल्यार आपलो देव
You know
आसलो.
who was Abraham's God?
तुमी जाणा कोण आसलेलो?
Isaac for a season.
आयजेक आसलेलो थोडे तेंपा पासून.
Oh, he was so thrilled only with Isaac.
तो फक्त आयजेका भितरूच बुडोन कसो आसलेलो.
And God told Abraham,
आनी देवान एब्राहिमाक सांगले,
"You have got to give me Isaac.
तुवें म्हाका आयजेक दिवंक जाय.
If you don't give me Isaac, that means Isaac is your God."
तू तर आयजेकाक दिना जाल्यार आयजेक तुजो देव
You
जालो
see, in
आसा.
life we create lots of gods.
जिवितान पळोवंक गेल्यार आमी खूब देव करता अशें.
Let us define now, let us dissect and define what are other gods.
तर आमी तपासया आनी जाणून घेवया कितें काय ते दुसरे देव.
Let me speak in simple definition.
सोप्या उतरांनी सांगूंक सोदता.
Anyone
कोणूय
or anything
खंयचीय वस्त
or any person
खंयचोय मनीस
that you turn to
तेका तूं फुडो करता
in your time of trouble first
तुजे कश्टाच्या वेळ पयलो
becomes your God.
तो तुजो देव जाता.
Let me say it again.
परतो सांगूंक सोदता.
Anyone,
कोणूय
anything
खंयचीय वस्त
or any person
खंयचोय मनीस
you turn to first in your time of trouble
पयलो फुडो करता तुजे कश्टाच्या वेळार
becomes a God.
तो तुजो देव जाता.
Because in your time of crisis,
तुज्या आकांताच्या वेळार
the first cry that you should get in your heart
पयले रोडणे जे तुज्या काळजान येवंक जाय
should be God.
की देवा,
Should be God.
देव.
And we have a name for our God.
आनी आमच्या देवाक नांव आसा
Yeshua,
येशुआ,
Jesus.
जेसू.
Or anywhere else you turn to for help in a time of trouble.
खंयच्याय जाग्यार तूं आदार पासत वयता तुज्या कश्टाच्या वेळार
Beside God,
देवा शिवाय,
beside Jesus,
जेजू शिवाय
becomes another God.
तो दुसरो देव जाता.
There's no life anywhere else.
आनी खंयच जिवीत ना.
You cannot turn to anyone else.
आनी कोणाकूच फुडो करूंक शकना
You
तूं.
cannot turn to anybody else for help.
आदारा पासत आनी कोणाकूच फुडो करूंक
You
शकना
cannot
तूं.
make anybody else a God for your life.
आनी कोणाकूच देव करूंक शकना तुज्या जिविताचो.
Many a times we have this mindset, पयशे मेळ्ळ्यार जिवीत जालें. You know, sometimes we have that. No, पळय तेका बरें काम मेळ्ळां म्हण बरो जोडटा म्हण बरें गाडी घेवन भोंवता म्हाका आनी कांय ना. म्हाका पयशे मेळ्ळे काय बरें जावपाचें न्हू. आनी जायतो लोक पयशांक देव करता. पैसे 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 अख्खें जिवीत पैशाच फाटल्यान धांवता. And as long as your life is after money, that becomes a god.
ज्यापर्यंत तुझे जीवित पैसे फाटल्यान आसा तो देव जाता तुजो.
So if I want to know whether I have made another god,
तर म्हाका तर जाणा जावंक जाय की हांवें दुसरो देव केलेलो आसा म्हणून.
look into your life.
पळय तुज्या जिवितांत.
In your time of trouble,
तुझ्या कश्टाच्या वेळार
whom do I pray to?
कोणा कडेन काय तू मागणी करता?
I may pray to Jesus,
जाय तू जेजू कडेन मागणी
but
करता.
have I also made another person to turn to for prayer?
पूण आनीक मनीस दवरलेले आसा काय तांकां फुडो करपाक?
Moment I turn away from Jesus and pray to many people more,
जेन्ना हांव जेजूक फाट करता आनी दुसऱ्या लोकां कडेन लोक अशी वयता,
there's a problem.
विशय आसा.
I need to turn first to God
पयलो देवाक फुडो करूंक जाय
and only to God.
आनी फक्त देवाक.
Let me say it again.
परतो सांग सोदता.
I need to turn first to God
पयलो देवाक फुडो करूंक जाय
and only to God.
आनी फक्त देवाकूच.
No standby. We don't have Stephanie tires.
आनी स्टँड बाय ना.
We don't have standby tires. We have only one God.
एकूच देव आसा.
And the good news for you and me is this God is fully reliable.
आनी बरी वस्त तुज्या आनी म्हाज्या पासून की ह्या देवाचेर आमी पातयेन रावंक शकता.
Good news.
बरी खबर.
He is fully reliable.
संपूर्ण कांय पातयेपा सारको.
He is never in a position of hopelessness.
तो केन्नाच ते परिस्थितीन नासना की भरवसा ना म्हणून.
He is forever the same.
तो सदाकाल तसो.
He is all powerful forever.
तो सर्वपदवीधर सदाकाल.
He is always a miracle working God.
तो सदांच मिलाग्र करपी देव.
He is always able to heal you when you are sick.
तो सदांच तुका पेगोणी दिवंक शकता जेन्ना
He
दुयेंस
is
आसता.
always able to multiply your 5 loaves and 2 fish.
तेजे सदांच करता तुजे 5 उंडे आनी 2 नुस्तें
He is
वाडोवपाक.
forever the same.
तो सदाकाल तसोच.
So when I know that my God is reliable, why do I need to turn anywhere else?
तो जेन्ना हांव जाणा म्हजो देव पातयेपा सारको म्हणून कित्याक हांवें दुसरे कडेन पळोवपाची गरज आसा?
Moment I turn to anybody else for help,
तो जेन्ना आनीक कोणाक फुडो करता आदारा पासत,
keeping God aside,
देवाक कुशीक धरून
I'm in a little danger place.
हांव सारकी गंभीर जाग्यार आसा.
Another way, area that I can come to know I have another God
आनीक जाग्यार आमकां कोण येतलो की आनीक देव आसा म्हणून.
is if I love anything, anyone or any person more than God.
चरित्र हांव कोणाचो ना खंयच्याय वस्तीचो ना कोणाय मनशाचो मोग करता देवाच्याकून चड.
You know, how do you come to know whether you love money more than God?
कशें तुका कोण येतलो की तूं पयशाचो चड मोग करता देवा परस?
When it comes to giving.
दिवपा विशीं येता तेन्ना.
You see, when your heart is fixed on money, you cannot say you love God. You have to say you love money.
जेन्ना तुजे कांयच पयशाचेर तीर आसा तुवें म्हणूंक शकना की हांव देवाचो मोग करता म्हणून. तूं पयशाचो मोग
If you
करता.
want to declare you love God, you should be a giver.
तूं तर परगटूंक सोदता तूं देवाचो मोग करता म्हणून जाल्यार तुवें दिवपी जावंक जाय.
If you love God, the Bible says God loved you that He became a giver. God so loved the world that He gave His only Son.
देवान संवसाराचो इतको मोग केलो की ताणें आपलो एकलोच पूत दिलो.
He gave. Love is always expressed in giving. But if you really want to know that you love God more than anything else,
तूं तोरीपूर्ण सांग सोदता की तूं देवाचो मोग करता आनी खंयच्याय वस्ती परस चड.
you need to see how you relate with God when you come into that environment.
तुवें पळोवंक जाय कसो तूं देवा सांगत आसता काय जेन्ना तूं त्या वातावरणान येता.
So anything you love more than God,
तर कित्याचोय तर तूं मोग करता देवा परस चड.
anything you adore more than God,
कित्याकूय तर चड बुजता तूं देवा परस.
anything you give great reverence more than God,
कित्याकूय तर चड मान दिता देवा परस.
anyone you pray to beside God,
देवा शिवाय आनी कोणा कडेन मागणी करता
you
जाल्यार
are in a dangerous place.
तूं गंभीर जाग्यार आसा.
Because in Jeremiah 11 verse 14, for such people,
कित्याक जेरमाया 11 वर्स 14 पळोवंक गेलो असले लोकां पासत.
God is telling Jeremiah, do not pray for such people. म्हणल्यार
जेरमायाक सांगता असले लोकां पासून मागणी कर नाका.
दुसरें म्हणल्यार पळय कितें म्हणटा तो, I will not listen
हांव आयकुची ना.
when they call to me in time of trouble.
जेन्ना ते म्हाका उलो मारतले कश्टाच्या वेळार तेंच्या.
It's a very hard saying.
सारकी कठीण उतर कशें.
It's very hard.
लागता.
It's not. It's. We should not take this very lightly.
आमी सारकी ते आयते कशें घेवपाचें ना जावं उलके घेवपाचें न्हय.
You see, God is serious about His word.
देव खूब गंभीर आसा तेच्या उतरा विशीं.
Very serious about His
खूब
word.
गंभीर आसा तेच्या उतरा विशीं.
And in His agreement,
आनी तेजे एग्रीमेंटान
He's got a clause
अटी आसा पळोवंक गेल क्लॉज आसा
that says,
जे म्हणटा
I will not answer,
हांव जबाब दिवची ना,
I will not hear
हांव आयकुची ना
prayers of people
असले लोकांचे मागणे
who turn to another God.
जे दुसऱ्या देवांक फुडो करता.
Now let me tell you one thing.
आता हांव तुमकां एक गोश्ट सांगूंक
If
सोदतां.
you feel you've been praying and praying and praying and praying and praying and God is not answering,
तुमकां तर दिसता की तुमी मागणी कोत्ताले आनी देव जबाबूच दिना.
maybe you need to check your life today.
तुम्ही आपले जिवीत तपासूंक जाय आयज.
Have you looked somewhere else?
तुम्ही आनीक खंय पळयलेले आसा काय?
Have you started looking elsewhere?
आनीक खंय कॉमेस केलेले आसा काय?
If it's yes,
होय जाल्यार
you need to turn to God today and say, God, I need you, I love you, I adore you.